So you're burned out. You've been on the grind, constantly making content, trying to produce artwork almost every day or at least every few days, and you're starting to burn out because you're also working a part-time job. I've been there. It can be really tiring keeping up with the constant flow of social media. It's just impossible. You can't create as fast as the algorithm would want you to. And half the time the algorithm's changing, so it doesn't even matter anyway. The way I kind of beat the system with my artwork is taking one painting and turning that into like 10 different pieces of content. And this is a really easy, nice way of doing some actual content creation without burning yourself out, without running out of ideas, without getting so tired and just feeling like you want to give up and throw in the towel with social media. The first example of content that you can use is literally a painting video. You know, you're showing the process of the piece being painted. That's a really great way to build some interest into that art piece as well. People like to see the process, the journey, how did you get there? And whilst you're doing a painting process, whether it's sped up or not, you can talk about that art piece, or you can just simply show it and slap some music over the top. It really is up to you with how you want to present that. You can actually do that kind of video multiple times in itself. At least 2 or 3 times you can show a painting process, the same painting. You can do it in stages too, which is kind of like building up a little bit of hype for your piece so that people want to see the finished product, they want to see the next part. You know, getting your artwork out there to people who might actually be interested in being a collector of yours. Another great content piece is varnishing. Varnishing, if you varnish your artwork, which I highly recommend that you do because it protects your pieces and it boosts your colors. But if you varnish your paintings, it's a great thing to get on camera, because if you position your painting just right and you make it look really terrible in the light, that varnish makes the painting's colors come out, it boosts the vibrancy, it makes it look enriched, deeper. It just does a little bit of magic, especially on camera, for your painting, and it makes people go, oh yeah, that looks great, you know. And already people who comment on that particular video, you can start these conversations, and it's all about networking, as many of you know in the art world. You know, it's less about the art, more about networking, unfortunately. But if you can get people to be impressed by this transformation of this terrible image to this gorgeous, deep, lustrous painting, then you'll have people interested in buying, or at least commissioning, or whatever it is that they're interested in with your work. Sneak peeks are a good way of kind of, like I said, hyping up a piece, teasing a piece a little bit. You kind of show a little portion of a painting, maybe the juicy part of the painting, or you just it's really about teasing your audience with this new image. It's a great way to, again, build up that hype, build up that tension, that, oh, I want to see the finished image. I would say don't tease and then just leave it at that, unless you're doing a different part series, part 1, part 2. Don't just tease and then leave them dry sort of thing. Tease them for a little bit, don't drag it out, and then show the product. You know, you want to satisfy your audience, because if you don't satisfy them, people get frustrated. Sneak peeks are great, but don't leave them hanging too long unless you've specifically made it clear that this is a part 1 of the painting journey, and then, you know, if you want to see more, check out part 2. Just make it really clear, be transparent with them about it. Reveals are one of my favorite ways because they're so simple, they're so easy. All it is you have the painting and you turn it around to reveal the finished product sort of thing. And that can be done in a few creative ways. You can sort of tease the turnaround and then do a bunch of close-ups and then reveal the full thing at the end, or you can just reveal it, talk a little bit about it, or really show the details of the painting. Reveals are fun, they're easy to do, they're really quick, and they're just another way for you to showcase your art. I know I've talked about this before, but talk about your artwork. You can literally just sit there with your painting like I've got here and be like, yes, this is a flamingo with broken pieces, and this is a cat who's also broken. I'm very much into broken things recently. But you can literally sit there and talk about your painting, talk about its meaning, talk about its story. Why did you paint it? What made you inspired? Who were the kinds of people that would connect to it? What kind of story are you trying to convey? And that's a really great way for people to buy your art. Another way you can showcase a painting and also some products is you'll have your painting and you'll showcase the products that it's printed on. So for example, I have prints and I usually have greeting cards of a lot of my images and designs. So that's a good place to start. Stickers, bookmarks, notebooks, whatever you have your images printed on product-wise, you can showcase that all in one too. And it makes for a fun video to create, and you can do kind of wacky transitions with it. Time lapses are a great way to also show the painting journey, but just sped up. In this world of social media, people have, I think it was like 7 seconds attention-wise before they start scrolling on a video. It's really, really short. So time lapses are a way to really get the most shown of the image in such a short amount of time. So that's why time lapses are still pretty good, especially on social media. And they also, they relate back to that first one of just the painting journey. People like the painting journey basically, but this time it's a bit sped up, so they get to the point faster. Following a trend. I tend to not follow too many trends, although some of them can be fun. But this is a good way to get some traction, joining on the trend wagon or whatever it's called, and just getting your work seen, because those tags, those trending sounds, those hashtags or whatever it is that's trending will get you seen by an audience who is joining in the fun too. I wouldn't go too crazy on trends, just because you want to really stick to you and your authentic work and not just do too much trendy stuff, because it's not you, and people ultimately want to see you. The trends can be occasionally a fun piece of content to put out there if you're kind of stuck for ideas. Hosting a Q&A session is also a good one. This gives your audience, potential collectors and buyers, a chance to ask questions to you, a chance to connect with you. So you might want to do like lives and things like that. Of course, this is more time consuming because you actually have to sit there for the live and be there for however amount of time you want to do it. But Q&As are a good way to answer any questions about the painting, about you, about why you create what you create, your other works, things like that. So it's just another option for content. And then finally, the last one I'm going to say is the buyer's reaction. That is another great content because it shows that you have got sales under your belt. It shows that people are buying your work. It shows that your work is in demand. It is a great way to really showcase your work and show that it's actually wanted. It's like a customer testimonial in video form, really. And it just makes for a really easy additional content to add for you. The only thing I would say is obviously you want the permission of that person to showcase that reaction, and you'd have to ask them for it in the first place. But that's, a quick message or two, like really not that difficult at all. So there you have it. Those are 10 content ideas that you can use for just one painting, and you can recycle those ideas over and over again for all your paintings. You can do them multiple times for just the one painting. It's really just an easy way to not burn yourself out, not trying to tear your hair out for content ideas all the time. And it's loads of content. I mean, it's really loads of content right there. so you won't have to burn yourself out with it. So I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you so much for joining me and listening. If you want to see more content like this, then subscribe or follow. If you have any questions for me related to art business or just painting tips, please feel free to leave those in the comments below, as well as suggestions on what you'd like to see covered next. And I'll catch you next time. If you're an artist looking to take your business full-time, then head over to the Intuitive Artist Academy to book an exclusive one-on-one mentoring session with me. I will look at your art and art business and guide you on the right path for your artistic journey. These coaching sessions will leave you feeling inspired and ready to take action for your own art career.